When you spin Mothership Connection by the Parliament, you aren't just listening to a record, you're boarding a spaceship headed straight into the intergalactic heart of funk. Released in 1975, this album didn't just redefine the sound of black music in America, it created a universe, a mythology, and a movement. Mothership Connection isn't just a collection of songs, it is a transmission from another world. George Clinton, the mastermind of Parliament Funkadelic, didn't want to make another soul record. He didn't want to play it safe. He wanted to build a black science fiction opera where the groove was king, where the bass line flowered like universal rivers, and where freedom, sonic culture, spiritual freedom was everything. Clinton took these sort of Afrofuturist visions of Sun Ra and updated them for the new generation of listeners who were tired of the same old earthbound sounds. The title track itself, Mothership Connection Star Child, is like a sermon from another dimension when Clinton announces the Mothership Connection is here. You believe him. You can see that shimmering ship in the sky floating over the crowd, ready to beam down the funk, and the band, Bootsy Collins on bass, Bernie on keyboards, Fred Wesley, and Macchio Parker on horns. They're not just playing music, they're conjuring it. They're, warping time and space with every groove. This album gave birth to the whole P-Funk mythology, the Mothership, Dr. Funkenstein, Starchild. It was more than just sound, it was culture building. Black expression wrapped in silver jumpsuits and cosmic slang, and under all the fun and the flash was a serious message that black identity, joy, and creativity could not be contained, not by the industry, not by society, and definitely not by gravity itself. Mothership Connection also brought the funk back to the dance floor in a way that no one else was doing. At the time, disco was rising, rock was splintering, but Parliament cut right through with this sort of deep bass, slick grooves, and chants that made crowds lose their minds. Give Up the Funk, Tear the Roof Off the Sucker became an anthem, almost a gospel hymn for funk believers. It demanded release, joy, and togetherness. It still shakes walls at house parties decades later. But this wasn't just about fun. It was a radical claim of space, of voice. Clinton took the alien imagery of science fiction, a genre that mostly ignored black faces, and made it blacker than black itself, turned space into a place of liberation. In the world of Parliament, the Mothership wasn't something that invaded Earth. It was something that saved the funk from the bland forces of conformity. It offered escape, pride, and power. Musically, Mothership Connection is tight and loose and, ridiculous and brilliant. Bootsy's bass bubbles and slides like some sort of extraterrestrial beast. Bernie's Moog synths sparkle like stars. The horns punch and blast like, signals from a distant galaxy. Everything fits. Every sound has its place in this sort of strange, funky cosmos. And let's talk about the legacy. Hip-hop would be unimaginable without it. Dr. Dre built the G-Funk sound on top of these grooves. Snoop Dogg probably owes his whole vibe to this album. Funk, R&B, electronic pop, all of it drank from this wild, weird, joyful fountain. And in the end, Mothership Connection isn't just one of the greatest funk records ever made. It's one of the greatest albums, period. A science fiction epic you can dance to. A black culture manifesto dressed in glitter and grease paint. A cosmic message that even now still calls out to us. Swing down, sweet chariot, stop. Let me ride. And if you listen closely, you can still hear the Mothership humming above, waiting to take the funk higher. So if you haven't listened to this album, dude, you're missing out. Check it out. Let me know what you think.